Hi everyone, I'm Dianne Devitt, creator and producer of the SenseUp Summit, launching today at Meet on Christie in New York City, all about experiential marketing, sensory marketing. And with me today is an expert in the field, Gail Vance Civille. Gail, owner of Sensory Spectrum, one of the originals, right? Mm-hmm. Gail, how did you get into this industry? What is it that the passion of sensory marketing that gets you up every day?
And that's exactly the truth. It gets me up every day. I started as a chemist. I got a degree in chemistry and decided, I didn't want to do that. So I looked around for some other jobs, and I found the perfect job working at General Foods in Tarrytown. Wow. As a sensory professional. Learned a lot that I could learn there, had wonderful mentors and teachers, and fell madly in love with it. And I've been doing it for over 50 years, and I don't intend to quit because I'm having too much fun. Because you're still smelling, tasting, hearing, feeling, touching, and as long as you're doing that, why not, right? And as I said to somebody outside before, I said the most interesting thing is that we work on wonderful things. We work on wine, we work on spirits, we work on chocolate, we work on coffee.
Give me an example.
But we also work on cat litter, garbage, diaper pails, underarm odor. And so we can work sensory spectrum. We work from one end to the other.
Literally one end to the other.
From one end to the other.
Could you give us an example?
Sure. We are working, for example, in helping a company that makes several different types of coffee to decide, do they need to make all of these SKUs, all of these brands, or can they just go from making 250 or 150 to making 50?
Oh, interesting.
So because are there only consumers out there who only need those types of choices? And so we evaluated a lot of them, we had consumers evaluated a lot of them, and we ended up helping the company make really great decisions about how to perfectly make and market just a limited number of offerings.
You know, that's really interesting because I'll speak for myself. That sometimes I'm overstimulated. Mm-hmm. And I think in the area of senses and sensory perception that too much, it's like too much creativity, too much is distracting. And what is the effect of that? Is there a name for it, or how does that?
Well, it's you can have like too much sensory stimulation. You can be overstimulated. I maintain that going to Home Depot on a Saturday afternoon is like being in hell, because there's all the smells and people are walking by you with big pieces of wood and this beep, beep, and I'm like, okay, I have to get out of here because I'm having sensory overload.
Too much, right?
And yes, even if you go to a grocery store and there's a lot of carriages moving around and there's a lot of smells, I find it to be too difficult to think because I'm having just
sensory overload.
And for me as a sensory person, and I've always kind of been that way, even as a child, I take it all in. Some people can just shut it down.
Right.
I can't do that. So I have to watch where I go and make sure I'm not going to be in a place that I'm going to be so overstimulated that I'm going to actually feel anxious.
Well, that's interesting because you've allowed yourself. Now, for example, with me with Home Depot, I actually go for stimulation, and I take my design classes with me, mm-hmm. and we play games. But
exactly.
But like you said, listen, it's like a sommelier. You're a sommelier of senses in a sense, and you in a true sense because you're so sensitive to it. But what would you what would you wrap up and leave with in terms of the human condition and working with the senses? What is the most influential or intriguing or meaningful thing that you've ever done with your work?
Oh, well, actually, have worked for a hospital to find out which drugs that people who are on dialysis, they had many drugs and meals, like you give people like protein, and they taste just dreadful. And they asked me to go through this whole array of foods and narrow it down to only the ones that tasted good, so because people don't even want to have dialysis anymore.
Wow.
Because it's so difficult. And there are many, many cases where you can in fact give people very small treats in their life, little sensory treats that in fact can make their lives better. And so at the end of my talk today, I'm going to talk about taking the concept of luxury and applying it to one of the most drudgery-filled moments of your day.
That's great. Gail, I'm so intrigued by your work. I am. I am so intrigued by what you do. To me, it's like a hidden gold mine for business and how you help them, and also how you help all of us. So thank you for your work. Thank you for being here. Gail Vance Civille with the Sensory Spectrum. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.